Hey guys, Surg here, and welcome to a mod spotlight on the mod Ex Nihilo. Now, Ex Nihilo is a mod revolving around Skyblocks, so I thought it only fitting that I do my spotlight in a Skyblock world. Now, the way that this mod is designed is to help you get everything that you normally couldn't get in a Skyblock world. Basically, if you start with dirt and a tree, you can work your way up to just about everything in Minecraft. Everything that's craftable anyway. It also has compatibility with a whole bunch of other mods. So let's go ahead and hop down here where I already have a little setup. I just had that up there. So down here, I have a couple different things set up, and we'll go through them one at a time. The first thing that you're probably going to want to do with this mod is make some tools. Now there's two different tools that you can make with Ex Nihilo. The first one is called a crook. It's made just with a whole bunch of sticks here. Just 4 sticks, just like a crook. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And what this helps you do is you can break leaves much faster than with your hand. You also have a... Oh, I should probably come out of creative for this. Survival. Nope, that's adventure. You also have a higher chance, here we go, of getting saplings, because the way that this works is it counts it as you broke the leaf twice. So basically each leaf block has double the chance to give you a sapling. Now you can see here you can also get these other secondary items called Silkworms, which we'll get to here in just a moment. Yeah, we got an apple. So Silkworms do something really special. What we can do is we can go ahead and just right click it on a leaf. Now you want to keep this away from your other trees because it will infest leaves next to it. You can see it'll take a little bit for it to go ahead and spread. But all you need is one, and it will spread to all the other leaves, and it'll slowly change them to white. And we'll get into why that's useful once it goes ahead and infests this tree. The other item that you can make, or the other tool, is called a hammer. And I might have pulled it out a little bit too quick, but the hammer is... Here, let's just pull it up here. The hammer is 2 sticks and whatever material you want to make it out of. You can make it out of cobble, you can make it out of iron, gold, diamonds. There's some other ones modded that you can use different materials. And what the hammer will do, let's go ahead and go back into Creative Plus and grab this stuff that I had set up. What the hammer will let you do is if you place down cobblestone and hit it with a hammer, you get gravel. Pretty cool. So it helps you get other materials that you wouldn't normally be able to get. Now, if we put down gravel and we hit that with a hammer, we'll get sand. And if we put down the sand and hit that with a hammer, we'll get this material called dust, and that's added in Ex Nihilo. And we'll get to what we can do with the dust a little bit later. So you can see here, now this is starting to spread a little bit. So right there is infested, and it'll continuously spread throughout the whole tree. Now, one other thing that we can make is something called a barrel. And it's just a bunch of planks, or a bunch of planks with a slab down at the bottom, and you get a barrel. And what you can do with that barrel is any of these items and even more. Basically anything made out of plant-based materials like saplings, anything food related like carrots and fish, raw or cooked, poisonous potatoes, pumpkins, you got your sugar cane, your flowers, pork chops, eggs, basically anything that you can think of that can be composted down. All you have to do is right click and put it into a barrel. And you can see here it took about 8 saplings. And it will slowly turn into dirt. Which, if you end up with an abundance of saplings, is a really good way to basically turn it into more land that you can use. Now, there's 2 different kinds of barrels. There's your wooden barrel here, and there's also a stone barrel, which is basically the same thing. It's just stone slabs, and more stone. And they perform the same functions with one minor difference. Obviously, you can't put something like lava in a wood barrel, which you can in a stone barrel. Now, not only can you compost materials in these barrels, but there's also different recipes that you can do with these barrels. For instance, like here. This right here is clay. So clay, all we would need is a barrel filled up with water, and we can take some of that dust that we had gotten earlier and go ahead and throw it in here. And it forms a block of clay. Now, if you're playing on a Skyblocks and you don't have any water, don't worry. All you have to do is put out a barrel, and when it rains, it'll go ahead and fill up. Now, it may not completely fill the first time it rains, so it might take a little while to get enough water. The other thing that you can make is some slime balls. And basically that's a barrel of water, and we can add some milk, which I happen to have down here. And if we do that, it'll slowly change colors. Let's go ahead and just put those away. And we'll come back to this. It'll slowly change to like a greenish color. Now, if we go back over here and check on our tree, you can see here it's really spreading now. So what we can do is we can take our crook, and you have to use your crook on these infested leaves. And there we go. We get a chance to get some string. Now it's not 100% chance, but it's a pretty good chance to get string. I mean, you're gonna get. I already got 4 pieces of string from this tree, and you can get some more of those silkworms. Now I recommend letting the whole tree turn white before you do that. That way it goes and spreads quicker, and you're sure that everything is infested completely. But what we can do with this string, see, there we go. So now this is all set up, and we can go ahead and scoop it out, and we have a couple of slime balls. Now, you don't want to let this sit too long, and I'll go ahead and do it again here. We'll let that sit, and I'll show you what happens when this sits for too long. What we can do, now that we have a little bit of string, is go ahead and make a silk mesh. And all it is 9 pieces of string. And if we take 2 silk mesh, a couple of planks, and some sticks, we can make a sieve. Now these sieves are really cool because we can take different materials like our dirt or our dust, and go ahead and throw them in and just right click on them. And you can see there we get different materials out of it. Same thing with the dirt. Now each material that you put in, you get a different, you have a chance to get different materials out of it. Like right there, with the dirt, I got some seeds, and I got stone. So basically these are the materials that you can throw through these sieves. With dirt, you always get these small little stones, and it'll be between 1 and 4 or 5. You have a common chance of getting grass seeds, which will help you make, just grass if you just have dirt, or regular seeds for wheat. You can also get melon seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sugarcane seeds at kind of an uncommon chance. And then more of a rare chance. Oh, there we go. That's what I was waiting on. That's what happens. That's what happens when you leave that. You can see there, I didn't mean to knock him off, but I didn't really have anything to fight him with. If you leave the slime sitting in there too long, you will get a slime to spawn. Now, sometimes it's a big one, sometimes it's a small one. Kind of caught me off guard. So, as I was saying, with a rarer chance, you get carrots, pumpkin, or potatoes, or acorns, which are used to basically make oak saplings. And then, obviously, birch and spruce seeds, those are the extremely rare cases, and those are kind of self-explanatory. You plant them down and you get a birch sapling or a spruce sapling. If we go and sieve gravel, you have an extremely common chance to get flint. It's pretty good. You're going to end up with more flint than you know what to do with. You also get these broken iron and broken gold. And a little less common coal, lapis, and diamonds and emeralds are pretty rare. Now what you can do with this broken gold and broken iron is, if we look here, we can see here 4 pieces of broken gold ore make 1 gold ore gravel. And you can go ahead and cook this up and go ahead and get yourself a gold ingot. Now you could hit this with a hammer and it'll give you the same materials that you would get from sand. It might give you 4, it might give you 5 sometimes. So it's a good way to increase your chance of getting different ores. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you do have other mods installed, you will get more metals than just iron and gold. The only reason that I'm showing just iron and gold is because this is just assuming that X Nihilo is the only mod that you have installed. So with sand in a sieve, we can get gold or iron and gold, cocoa beans, cactus seed, exotic seed, which is basically a jungle wood sapling, and then ancient spores, which I'm going to grab out and I'll show you what we can do with those a little bit later. The dust that I had showed you that we had made with the hammer, you can run that through the sieve and you can get some pulverized iron and gold, bone meal, gunpowder, blaze powder, redstone, or glowstone. And then last, if you get some soul sand, which I'll show you, there is a way to make soul sand, sort of going to the nether. If you run that through, you'll always get nether quartz, and then you have a common chance to get nether wart, and then an basically uncommon or rare chance to get gas tears. So that's a lot of different materials you can get just from this sieve, and different mods can add different recipes as well. That's something that's coming down the line that hasn't quite been fully implemented yet. So here we have a way to get water, we have a way to get dirt and different metals, but what about lava? Well, if we take our clay that I showed you how to make earlier, and we add that with a little bit of bone meal, we can get some porcelain clay. And if you take that porcelain clay and go ahead and go just like this, we can get an unfired crucible. And if we throw that unfired crucible right into a furnace and cook it up, it'll take just a second, we can get a crucible. And what we can do with this is put it over any heat source. Now that heat source could be as simple as a torch, or as, hot as lava. You can also use things like netherrack that's on fire, If you have Thaumcraft installed, you can use some of the Thaumcraft heat sources. Basically anything that you would think would put off heat. You can even put it right on top of a furnace that's running, and that'll heat it up. And what we can do is we can go ahead and throw some cobblestone in here, and if you watch, it will slowly go down. And as it goes down, it's turning that into lava. Now, we'll come back a little bit later to this because it does take a little while. So, a couple of other things that you can make with these barrels. Remember I was saying that you need a stone barrel to put lava in them? If we take a stone barrel full of lava and add redstone or glowstone, if we add redstone to it, we'll get netherrack. If you add glowstone, endstone. And of course we can get the glowstone and redstone from sifting the dust. So you can see how everything really ties together. Now, remember I had said about these ancient spores? Well, one thing we can do with these ancient spores is go ahead and let's get a little bit of dirt. If we go and place a little bit of dirt down, I can throw these ancient spores and get mycelium. You can also use them on a cow. Like say if I had a cow spawn on this grassy area, I can right click on it with the cow and get a mushroom. So that's a cool way to get mycelium. But if I also take, let's go ahead and pull up the mod here. If I take a barrel and fill it full of water near some mycelium, it will go ahead and turn into what's called witch water. And it takes a little while, but basically it'll turn into this stuff here. Now, we can also take just some ancient spores and click it on a barrel of water and turn that into witch water as well. But this is probably the better way because it's renewable. If we take witch water and add a little bit of sand, you can get soul sand. And basically that'll cover most of the vanilla blocks, most of the vanilla items. Now, one other cool mechanic of this mod is the dolls. The dolls are made with just porcelain clay, just like you made with the crucible, and either a diamond or an emerald on top, and we get this precious doll. Now it's just a blank doll by itself, it doesn't really do anything. So what you would want to do is go ahead and basically paint it. So you can use blaze powder, glowstone, netherwort, and redstone to make an angry doll, or ink sacks, lapis, redstone, and netherworts to make a creepy doll. Now, if we go and add an angry doll to a stone barrel full of lava, or a creepy doll to a barrel full of witch water, then they have pretty explosive effects. Let's give it a second. And I think I want a sword. There we go. So there, our witch water one just went and changed, and there's the other one. So basically the angry doll will make a blaze man, and obviously the creepy doll will make an enderman. This is a really cool mod. If you really like Skyblocks, then I definitely recommend it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you do like this mod or want to play with it, Let me go ahead and take this guy out before he burns down my whole place. If you do like this mod and want to play with it and want to see the compatibilities, I do have a pack up on the Feed the Beast launcher that is specific to this mod and the compatibilities that it has with other mods. I also do a series on it that is a tutorial style series where basically I go through and I play the game and I show you how to play along and how to use the different mods together. So go ahead and check that out. Links will be in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.